Right, welcome back to the next episode. As we see here, right, the syringe and the piston syringe, right, and obviously the official invention of the syringe was about 1800, and this is mentioning the piston syringe were used in ancient times. Of course, you know what that means, right? But during the first century, and then and he's the Medicina, right? Remember the Medici's family, the Medici's idea, right? The medicine. Again, this is total trans good, right? And then the 9th century, how to use 9 and that. This is the Egyptian surgeon, of course, like in the Bible. It's the Exodus from Egypt with Moses and the brass serpent, right? So that's again, this has got to be good and all. Created the syringe, using the hollow glass tube, right? But the word here is the piston, right? The piston. Yes, simple reciprocating pump consisting of a plunger and a piston. Cylindrical tube called a barrel, right? Linearly pulled and pushed along. Remember the pull me push shoes out of Dr. Dolittle? Now the pull me push shoes. And so you have a piston syringe, right? Anyway, the piston syringe. One called the Bard piston syringe there, like the Shakespeare, the William Shakespeare idea again. Again, trans syringe codes, right? So piston syringe. And we have the history of the piston engine. Basically, the piston engine was Nicholas Joseph Cournot, but of course, you know how this is French, right? So you pronounce this as Signot, Signet. So again, this is exactly the same as the signet ring of King Solomon. Nicholas Joseph Signet. Right? You got the fluid idea, right? And then the cylinder. So which came first, the engine or the syringe? So I'd like to bet it's a syringe what came first. And then they started making other things, after the syringe. A lot of syringe users gone to Bootsy. The alchemical apparatus and that. Of course, you have a basketball team called Detroit Pistons. Obviously, they invented that sport, basketball, for tea drinkers. Sort of freakishly large tea drinkers, and that when they put too much testosterone in, they'll end up with 6.5 foot tall and that, So they had to invent a sport for them because they couldn't play the other sport. See what I mean? That was the basketball for them, like. Interestingly, Fort Wayne Pistons, it's Tin Man idea there, like. So you have this Peizu family, what they often go on about in conspiracy ideas about Peizu family. See, they wrote the Bible or something, right? Of course, this is not correct. Can it be correct? Because this Peizu family belongs to, look at the times of it. So it's like, it didn't exist. So it's obviously out there, like the piss type of thing, right? And B, the piston syringe. I mean, that's all this is like. Of course, like, that's probably correct, but these didn't offer ship it, because them go back to the ancient Rome idea. And that is, that's invented now. So again, it's like hex on hex type of thing. Obviously, syringe users and all that. Like the Medici, the medicine. There's that signet ring again. I just want to show that in relation to the Pestenburg John Nicholas Joseph Nicholas signet. So obviously, the signet and the signet, the syringe, and off. Yeah, I want to show this one again. Simon of Cyrene, read, the man compelled by the Romans to carry the cross, as Jesus was taken to get his fix, read. Of course, just stick a big G in there, read. You got the Simon of the syringe. Cyrenaica. Patibulum. Just stick your big G in, the syringe, the Simon of Cyrene. You got your syringe. You got these here brass pocket watches. Like this famous song in that brass and pocket, I think it's about a coin or a brass pocket watch or something, but it's about a brass syringe kit. I'm special, and the Pretenders, the trance Pretenders, and then the Chrissy Hind, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Hyde. So pretending and hiding, just sums up all the type of thing, doesn't it? There was a brass syringe kit in the pocket. Rest in the lyrics and all, read. Got a bottle, like a bottle of juice, where you take, you stick the needle in and get the liquid out. Right? Gonna use my arms, legs, right? All injection points. Use fingers to inject the thing, right? And then imagination idea, right? Yeah. This part here, right? It's like, if you look at the letters, right? It's like is, yeah. So it repeats all the time like a hiss sound, which is like a serpent or a snake. See, that's the like the chorus part or whatever it is. So it's like a hissing sound, right? Of course, that's the day with the drugs and that. That'll be the day with that, of course. But this hissing sound of the serpent is a nice piece of code, like. Obviously, that goes back to this one. Put the serpent on the pearl idea, the great brass. Right? The idea of a snake cult, of course, metaphor for the transducers, the injectors. Chasing the dragon idea, again, like very big idea, right? Applied to merely using heroin, right? So it's got the chase idea, right? Of course, lots of different things based on it. Of course, lots of serpent, in the Bible and that. To metaphorically represent the injection. Right? That's a good one there. That's is it William Blake, where it's about the Great Red Dragon, right? So basically, you've got the idea of the serpent, like talking to Eve, right, at the start of the Bible, right? At the start of it, the serpent talks to Eve, right? Into eating the forbidden fruit. Again, this has got to be metaphor for the trans idea, right? But at the end of it, you've got the Revelations book, and you've got the Great Red Dragon, right? You've got such a lot of serpent symbolism and all that, obviously, right? His hand has pierced, the needle pierced the fleeing serpent. Serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field. Because it's all like reverse coded. So it's like, the idea that you're cursed if you get bitten by the serpent. But in actual fact, the curse is on the natural people. Crushing the serpent's head. Curse idea, wise as serpents, harmless as doves. There's such a lot of, things about serpents, snakes and dragons are representing the injection needle and all that, really. Of course, the old type of idea is the old-fashioned person, the old-fashioned people, right? Non-transes. That's why they want to cast them out and all that. Of course, all of these codes are always gone like in dualistic ways. As it says, it's all subtle and it's all very crafty and all that. Of course, 43 instances for 7. Cursed are you above all cattle and above all wild animals. Of course, they consider natural people to be cattle and wild animals. So when these people are cursed, the ones who've been bitten by the serpent, right, they're still above the cattle and the wild animals. See? It's all very crafty, like it says. And the serpent of Genesis is not a snake. Correct. It's a syringe. And the seed of the serpent. What comes out of the serpent, the liquid, the fluid and that. The fruit. Then the Great Red Dragon idea, right? Which is again the same thing, right? Lots of spikes and horns idea. And of course, these was illustrations by William Blake, right? What became very famous. Look at the thing on that one. He's handing them a long spike. So he's William Blake and that. Painted, in the early 1800s to illustrate the Bible. And of course, these are a massive part of the how people see things now and that. So of course, enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. Of course, the horns, the spikes. Who descends upon a woman. You got that idea in the first one, the serpent idea, that it was something to do with the serpent came down to Eve or something, right? So you got that who descends upon a woman, right? Descends upon a woman and changes him into a man. It's the tea medicine. And Revelation's a lost book, right? So it's like you got the serpents in the first book, and the dragon is in the last book, right? They both represent the same thing. Of course, plenty of 7s all over the place in this, really. whatever he speaks about.